I said, you'll say hi to your master, sir? Thank you. Yourself also. You're fair, we're fair. That's nice that you say thank you. Not your master though. I could, I won't. Connect you. How so? So, so, hi. "32 years. What day? Go on, my friend, what day? Serious? You need 999, pal. I'm on mine, you know, that's fun. I won't do none yet. It's a Jeet Kune Do try. Let's see how it goes. Situation's fine. How's your situation? I want the dreadful situation. Now that's your name, that's your description. You're now the S word. Ow. Well, I can. Yes, because the reheating of the same word will just, it'll get to the brain. What was the other one? Something to do with call. What you call, not the words then. No one. No, yes. Don't know. Maybe I won't want. No. Want. Don't know. Right. True. Survive, won't you? Survive. Survive. Hey. Ah. Oh. True. There seems to be a part not there. What part? Part of the brain. Oh no. You'll have to go inside. You'll have to have a look. Can you find anything? Yes or no? Right. Saying to you, Wiggy Woo. Two. No idea. Please tell. To get a screenshot, you need to get it on the stop. And that will take the pause and that will put on the stop. Mirrors in the brain. Would you not say? Mirrors in the thought. If you eat, you have not fed anyone on. No way. Why? For the person who would break and you should just leave the door there. Otherwise, it's not serious for the individual concerned. Then, yeah. Does it touch the floor? Does it touch the floor? Do not think, do not feel, sorry, but do not think also. So do not feel or think, oh no. You gotta feel inside, you can't feel out. Well. Why? Because the word feel would be want to then insinuate that you would be doing something active, concerns. Concerns. The what? The what? Do I look? Well, yes, then you would look like that if I said that. Oh dear. So it's all related to look. Well, it's what's outside what will count. It's not what's inside, you know? Inside is just the ocean that we use. Be good to you. It's all part of the boy. Same kind of talk. Nothing new then. That's nice of you to say. Thank you. Oh, that's lovely of you to care. Thank you. The care is also back. Will we? That wasn't the pesky one, was it? So, I won't know what to do then. You see, then the description will have to stop there. When the question's what are you on, then I'm not on anything. Unless you would say that I will be stood on the ground. Then I have to fly in the air. Yes? I do, yes. That's lovely of individuals to care for my own person. Me. The one that's now not doing the talking was not true. So, no. No. Can the fuck get to that well? I'll listen out then. Yes. No, not enough. I've gone down. The internet was not working on that side. There's other answers to my question. Why I? Then I'm using what we call influences material of the individuals then. Even though you were told maybe that's not a good idea. So, and then obviously it would not be the one that's not frowned. Not on. One? Why we then have to silence an individual? Part of what you had learned from when you were part of the everything's bright, everything's wow, damn. Well, it's better than everything being blue. One. And everything red also. So, that's not nice, I know. You'll have to go over why you say things, and then you think later why you said something and put the restriction on of why that without of the squint. Now that's kind of serious. The muscle, the bones that you have now got in your own possession, the ownership. Well, obviously then you're like the veil. Your parts will have been registered under the said sections. You will be traced wherever you will be. And what? Well, that might be a good thing for... So, where was the rotation? A foot on the other side. No way. Don't know. It's not for you to, it's not what I to know. So, anyway, that's not good. Damn. No dear. And then when you go to the, you have not installed the strictness for it. Your awareness will still present. Look, you went past the, that's out. You know the rules dictate that you cannot go against zeros of what's the zone. So the zones, you stand there and you have to move around without any words to take you out. No, not really. It's what we call it's more than I thought I need to do anyway. Need to do, wanna do, okay. You just say okay, you just say alright, you just say you don't even give your question to your own. Man. Oh man, I wonder what that was. You're yeah, please do. You might find it more interesting than I would. So. And that would be interesting that you would want to. Very sad, but anyway. How serious, not true, but the one to find out, then serious, then the installation of what was going to be part of now the security, all the not movements to the back but to the directions that one would think that would be for the foot to be done. Whereas now what we call a point that should not be made. It should be that you should take yourself out of and put yourself into the free. The brain must take itself out of that lock. Cringe. Gone. And then you make the same points and then you go back to square one. It's back to no basics. It's back to, You have not what we call taken out what was one. Yes! And what's one? I mean, the words are very serious. For every reference that you would retain with any individual that would be at the side. So, what's the reference for anyone other than you? Now, see, why was that sensitive? Because maybe the body's heat would be still one head. True. Then why was it not serious from the other point? From the other side? Because then they will say that you are the believers in the there's a duration later. So they will say, oh no. But I thought you weren't going to go into the religious and political talks. I don't want to just go out. If you think of, don't think of, don't, yeah, just continue. Anyway. Hi. Why? You might find that there might be a person of that kind of potential anywhere around where you were. So, if you have what we call then a variation in person, character, then maybe you've got nothing there for yourself to then put it to the side and say, mirror, mirror on the wall, what was the fairest that was not? No, yay! Why? Because that's the furnished part when you want needed, when you want one who, well, whatever, could be neither one. But that's not the point. It could be the point where you can just go into the free, take it back to when it was just me and you. Just the time, the duration when the person can be selfish. You gotta hustle then. You gotta say, I want the food now. I want it on the desk. I want what we call every toy that I should get. Because at that duration you have what we call the peak of skill. You have what we call then everything to be potential. Yay. So all you need to do will be to talk to you in that one that talks back. And then when you talk back, you go into the free thought and you will enjoy. If you won't, then it's not for you. Good night. Anyway, you see, then when you say something, the words will be, there might be offense there. But then you have to control the restriction and learn later. True. Have you got any idea what you would be talking right now? I have no need to. I should be moving anyway. What was the answer? None. They haven't gone to the basics. We want to, well, I want to see the movements. I mean, where was the spin? Was the spin going to turn out or not? What was the direction? All in good days, all in good months, all in good years, all in good decades and centuries. Oh, if we're lucky. But anyway. See, then you can notice the tone to be on a settled. It seems that you have what we call a very mic kind of tone. So, what's the, well, there's always got to, you've always got to give a reason. You can't live in the world without giving the without the reason. There's always a reason. What's the reason? Because that's the serious part of anything that's done. So if you need to give give reason, then you've got to hand over anything's motivation, purpose, direction from why? Because that's part of every conversation, really, what's done. From. Everything's got to be from something. It can't. Anyway. Why? Because then it just pours scorn to the... If the fire's required for hot, and then you pour water on it, then the fire's not... The fire, it's not a very good one. Analogies could be more to a direction. And then you get what we call the 3 points out. The 3 points are the hardest to get. Why? Because that's what we call the control one. That's the one to find out whether I'm gonna not buy the meat, but buy the shoulder. Yes, you can buy the shoulder for the sheep's bed. So that doesn't sound very nice to say for anybody who likes to eat that. Anyway. Why did you say shoulder? Because that's the part of the lamb that's quite nice. That's the part of the baby sheep that you would turn around and say, all right. Are you sure? Well, they are quite decent pieces, yes. That's enough. Anyway. I can't do other voices, honest. You know, the reason, always, I can't do it there and then. If one asks you, please do the voice of another, I can't do it. I don't know why. What's that reason? Now that's a good reason to find out. Why can't I do it there and then? Why would it be just a random? I can't do, say if I was told to do a voice, what have I not trained in my own brain to do that there on the dot? That's what you gotta know. That's what you gotta inquire. That's what I gotta find out. Why not there and then? Please do the voice. I'll do the voice and then it doesn't be the voice. Then, well, then you're a failure. Then that's no good. Because obviously you have to do it there and then. So what have you not trained in your own brain to do that there and then? You need to do it on the dot. Why not? Why can't you do it there and then? What's wrong with that? Con. Ha! So you finally got what we call a description of con. Whoa! How would you get that? You won't like the tactic work that would require oneself to get that description. No, obviously, I would then lose potential and work from a lot of other points. Still minus. So here we go, back to now. Looks like it's gonna rain. Yes? You miss your sensei? The well, wherever they are? With one. Well, possibly. Seeing that might take might soon. What word can one use? Then there's no word to use. Then why is there no word to use? Why is there a block on the word not to use? You know the reason. Why, I told you many a days, you continue the use of the same word, then it will give you the same ow, yeah. So you can't do the voice on the dot, why not? Why can you not do the voice there and then? What's the reason? Why can you not do that at that point? Go on. The pelican will fly? That's not good enough Kara reference, but why was the Godfather named after the town in Sicily? You know the answer already, but you still give the same point then? No, it's just a question that I would need another answer. Wait, they will still have purposes that might be for the diversional purposes. Yeah. Whoa. I see. I'll think of another answer. I'll think of another. Please don't say that word. Why? Because you used it more than you should. Why did you? Why did you? So you're not a person that can do the voices there and then. Why? I tried, but then I don't know. Something, I don't know. Why is that? I need to train that part of my thought. Why can I not? Thought? Well, it's obviously the thought. The brain does the thinking, doesn't it? So what else could I take out then? But you shouldn't just courage wherever you stand. Also, yes. And if you can do the voice of, if you can do the voice of you, if you can do your own voice, well, what's your own voice in reality? It's not that cringy minus one, the one that's gonna keep continuing like that old. Don't say the word, don't say the word. Tight, you said it. Oh no! That's enough. You're going to go back to the dot. Without the sign of the other part and get the point out what was. Why can't you not do the voice there and then? What power is that? I want to know. If you ask I to sing, if you ask I to record from the mouth, then I can't. Yeah, because you can't verse. That's the reason. You can't. Obviously, you can't verse. Then you are asking for that. Oh dear. That's not the tone to use at that point. Where have you learned anything? Do you understand sensitivity? Do you understand what we call? Oh yes, know the words. What we call? What would you call? Oh, because in the modern era, you have to have what we call the communication to be constant. So you must be a caller. Must be that reason. Why else would I use the words in continuous? What you call? Yes, what we call? No way. Anyway. Do you know? Why? Because in the answers that I've done, what's your paper say? It says, do not say the word that you would now know that will not have any meaning to anything other than what you have just told. So, what was that? It's because you do not move yourself into that world. You keep yourself on the dot. Well, it's when you then, if the microphone is there, can you do the voice there and then? Yes or no? Yes. Then why won't you? I don't know. Well, then you must know. You must learn why you won't know. Why would you not know? You're definite 200%. You know the one that was the thing confused. One. What was the later career of that person? Trained in the same art. It's not you. No, I still gotta do that flip upside down. Why? Because look, you're not using your hands on the ground. You're not doing the cartwheels. You're not doing the flips backwards. You're lazy. You're complacent. I was told that all the days anyway. Why? Because you always restrict a part of you. Why? Does a question get directed to you there and then? Because we can't let anyone know what you really cannot do. Yes. What can you not do? Can you do the voice? Yes or no? Can you do the voice? Yes or no? No. Why? Because I can do it, but it's in. It's like a natural. Maybe, but maybe not then. And you can see why then you're not freeing yourself on the video that's there. You seem to be, are you paranoid? Are you bothered? Are you taking it because it could be one of those that makes it all to the No. Well, what would you be proud of not with? It must be something to do with that skin, the hair, or the fact that you might not have what we call what everyone else got then. What are you gonna do with it? That's enough. That's enough. Can you do the voice there and then? Yes or no? Fly, pelican, fly. Fly, pelican, fly. No. Why? It becomes my own voice then. It becomes your own voice. Shang Shung. You're Shang Shung. You're... Nah. Why? Because that's the ones who take the soul. Yes. Correct references. It must be you. You must be Shang Shung. Correct references. Correct references. Correct references. Why? Because that's the one to take the soul. But can you do the voice of then Shang Tsung? Can you? Your soul was yours. No. Then you must do the acts. Yes. Then you need the kettle. You need the cloth. Seems not so evil if you think in that direction. But anyway, so that's the one to take soul. So if you do a voice, you definitely take the soul. You take the soul, you steal it. You must do, you're that. 200%. At that point, you are taking the soul of the person. But everyone else affair that should be what you go now going to know who you will not sell. Why? Because it goes against the way out. Shang Shung must have taken the soul, and we must be in another realm. We must be on the other world. We must be on the side which will not share. Aye. That's true. That's true. Why would you smile? What's wrong with you? Look, just because my mum's mate said I was like that 666 guy, the creator, does not take oneself to the direction that I was, or would you? Oh no! So if you look at the screen and you see 666's moves on every other individual, you can see that the eyes move around and around. So if I tried that, yeah, nothing's moving. Anyway, then what? You need to control a lot there. You see that there's a lot of tension, or maybe a shadow or maybe hyperactivity for nothing at all. So you need to understand why your direction needs to go not only backwards, sideways, but also you need to reach the point of when I can put it on too. And that's what you use. You use something there to try to cover whatever you would want to say. Well, obviously, if I tried are you talking to you in the mirror, then it'd be a purpose later. So you can't even do the talking to you. Then what would you do? Damn. Oh yes. Why? Because then it was a poetical reason for the individual in the said scenario to then not do what the person was not going to not do, was not true, but that will then be motivation. That will be the tension. The attention. Yes, inattention. No. Wow. Yes. No. That's why. So you can see then the multiple variation of the person. Look, that one side will then say, I don't like the other side, or you would not like the one on the other side then. That would be, yes, your talk. What was that from? We all are victims of the same kind of thought. So, what's that? Where was that? What was that from? The word from. Sorry. But then if you have what we call the extraction of anybody's inside brain and put it out there, what would that tell you then? What would be the recycling or recircling of anything that will be stored within the conversation that will now go out? Whoa, would that be a breakthrough? No. Sure, in the variation. Why? Because you're not going to remember it. You won't think of the reference. Well, you will, but you will not give the reference for the real person. You'll give the reference for whatever was the second name of the person. So, why is that? Because you have got yourself that far in that you cannot take yourself out. You have transferred the brain onto what you won't wanna, not through what you won't wanna. That's all. Yes. You will bore. I'm very bored. You won't. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Do you not see? What would you not see? Why would you not get the point? Why would you not go into that? What was it? What was it? Just say, now you won't. Now you won't. I'll give you the description. I don't need was not true. You won't want. That's not the answer. The motivation was inside there, the purpose was that if I can get who I was back with just my mirror on the wall and for myself just to talk to the mirror and see what the mirror talks back to what I won't talk, then what we call I have got what I want and I can say, see you, whatever was used. My commiserations, condolences, sorries everywhere. Why? Because that's all I need. That's all I want. I got it one day. I won't get it another. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. Why? I don't know. The dopamine must be a lot higher in that kind of talk. It must be that every kind of non-serious point where it just go out at that very individual duration for oneself to now say, because of the descriptions that could occur with you now to talk to yourself back in the mirror, then we would understand that's nothing to do with the how. So then we get what we call the answer. What was? Child. Was that? I told my own thought one day, it's going to go out and it's gonna not stop. And then it must be something to do with what cringes your own brain. So in order to put that back to what you cannot do right now, see, then you are putting too much point on the voice that goes out. So how would you release it? How would you take that out? Because you have no verse. How do you have no rights right now with you. You need verses. Everyone needs the verses. Why? Because the verses are what was going through. So that's how the ones that are in NIA, they must go through a lot of botheration because anything that's then done will be, it's a verse. It's a, whoa. I can't do that. Why? Because I believe. Oh no. Now what? One day, no.